The opening weekend of Paris Olympic action into the first 4 weeks of action at the Olympiad over in France. Jacob Camenker from Sporting News joins us live right here on this Monday morning for his Olympic assessment. We hit on everything, Jacob, and that is your expertise from the basketball hardwood, both in the men's and women's game. We'll talk some gymnastics and Simone Biles, despite being injured during warm-ups, getting out there on the floor once again over in Paris. Plenty to break down. We appreciate your time to start off this new week.
Thanks for having me, guys. Happy to be here.
We are glad to have you here, of course, and we start with Team USA in its hopes of winning a 5th consecutive men's basketball gold medal. A shaky exhibition series that did feature a matchup against Serbia that was the Americans' best performance. And in the Olympic opener yesterday, another dominant performance over Nikola Jokic and Serbia. 110-84. Team USA, Jacob covering, is a 13.5-point favorite. A total of 185 and a hook does sky over. Led by LeBron James and Kevin Durant in his first action this summer with Team USA. The Americans make a statement in their Olympic opener. What did it say to you about Team USA and its hunt for a 5th straight gold medal?
I think it just goes to show the depth of this team. I mean, we talk about this every year, just how deep the quality of the U.S. rosters are. But I think specifically this year where you have LeBron James back in action, you have Kevin Durant there, you have Steph Curry there, you have all the star players from the United States pretty much in this tournament. And we saw early in the game, the first half, it was a little shaky. They were figuring out their rotations a bit. I thought Joel Embiid struggled a bit. He only ended up playing 11 minutes. So I think Steve Kerr is still trying to figure out the best way to utilize these guys. And, you know, Jason Tatum didn't even play. And Kerr, after the game, said he felt like an idiot not playing him. But that's just how great this team is. You can sit Jason Tatum and be fine. So I think you're going to see him continue to mix and match, try to figure out the best matchups. And, you know, maybe don't put Embiid in a game where he might have to guard a guy like Jokic, maybe not at least in long stretches. So I think it was good to see them kind of learn in the first half and then in the second half pull away. I think if you're a United States basketball fan, you're feeling pretty good about that.
No doubt about it. And also taking a look at the superstars on this team in one, LeBron James, 27 minutes, 9 of 13 from the field, 21 points, chips in with 7 rebounds and 9 assists. I can't say, like Jacob, we're not surprised by this here, but it looks like that true alpha dog on Team USA is LeBron James.
Yeah, he still seems to be that guy, and he seems to want to run things through him. And Team USA, I think, realizes that LeBron's experience and his ability to operate both as a forward, a scorer, a slasher, and a distributor as a point forward type is invaluable to this team because LeBron just has such a high basketball IQ, 20-plus years of experience at this point, and so much on the Olympic stage that they know if they run things through him, things are probably going to go pretty smoothly. The right guy's going to get the ball. The right guy's going to get an open shot. They're going to be good in transition if he has the ball in his hands. So I know there will be some LeBron haters out there who say, oh, he's hogging the ball too much. He's trying to do too much by himself. No, if just this team works best when he is the one making the decisions and being that floor general. So I expect that to continue, and I expect him to continue to post solid, well-rounded stat lines like you mentioned.
Jacob, Donnie wants to be a LeBron hater, but can't even do it after LeBron nearly posts a triple-double in the Olympic opener. The Americans, Jacob, have been a heavy favorite to win a 5th consecutive gold medal at the Olympic Games since these odds became available. But it was only minus 400 after the 5-game exhibition series that led to a couple of questions, perhaps, about the U.S. after their Olympic opener and the impressive victory over Serbia. Now minus 550. Canada, a win over Giannis and the Greeks. They have the second best price at plus 850. We saw 4 games of action on Saturday at the Olympics. Victor Wembanyama and the host nation France, a victory over Brazil. Germany hammered Japan. The Australians, a double-digit win over Spain. And then yesterday, the other 2 teams in Group C, along with Team USA and Serbia, South Sudan, a big victory over Puerto Rico. Jacob, what is your overall assessment of the Olympic field in men's basketball?
I think the field is getting stronger and stronger by the year. You're seeing more teams that can at least keep pace and keep games with the United States competitive. As much as that game that they just played against Serbia was, a big win for them and they dominated in the second half, there were years when they would have won that game by halftime, but the presence of a guy like Nikola Jokic and just the rising level of basketball talent in the country is going to make it harder for the U.S. to just put the hammer down every single game. And you look at teams like Canada and like France, where they have established NBA stars on those teams. I mean, Canada has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a legitimate MVP candidate last year. The French have Victor Wembanyama and Rudy Gobert, who, if they could figure out how to implement those two and play great defense near the basket, all of a sudden you're asking teams to make a lot of perimeter shots, which Team USA can absolutely do. But those two squads look like they could legitimately challenge the United States at some point. I think the United States has to be viewed as a favorite as long as they have this depth of talent. But the gap is definitely closing, and I think that's a great sign for just the game of basketball on the international stage. And as we've seen in recent years, the parity growing within the NBA. It's great for the sport.
Team USA on the men's side looking for gold. Same thing could be said about the women, who also open up here, taking on Japan today at 3 p.m. Eastern, a heavy favorite at minus 22.5 here at the FanDuel Sportsbook, and a total of 160.5. We saw Team USA play their exhibition round, technically, against the WNBA All-Stars and lost that. Maybe a chance to gel as a team moving forward. What are the expectations in this game against Japan, and also moving forward for you, Jacob, with Team USA from the women's perspective?
My expectations in this game against Japan is that they're going to come out, and I kind of think they're going to be ready to punch their opponents in the mouth a little bit. I think that WNBA All-Star game was sort of a situation where the WNBA All-Stars had a lot of people who were viewed maybe not as snubs for the Olympic team, because there are just so many good players that could have made that team. But, they're a little miffed that they weren't on there. You have Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese on that team. Both of them could have gotten consideration for a roster spot. Didn't make it. So I think the motivation was there for the WNBA All-Stars and less so for the U.S. basketball in just an exhibition. But I think you have so many veterans on this team, from Diana Taurasi to Breanna Stewart. Like, all of these players are going to come together, and they just have such a size advantage over other countries. I mean, you have Brittany Griner and Asia Wilson, who's the best player out there right now, and you can just throw them at opponents. Good luck trying to defend that on the Olympic stage. So I think the USA women are going to have maybe an easier time racking up these big wins than the men, and they could have some big blowouts on the schedule. I'm expecting them to do very well in this tournament.
22.5 is the spread now. It was 19 and a hook entering this past weekend. They were a minus 2,300 favorite, was Team USA in women's hoops to win their 8th consecutive gold medal. Gold is something that Simone Biles knows very well. But Jacob, after the Tokyo Olympics, in which she had to withdraw from a few events due to mental health struggles, she was back out there yesterday, injured her leg in warm-ups, and still led Team USA to the top spot in qualifying for team gymnastic events. What are you expecting out of Simone Biles and Team USA? One final minute in this segment.
I think that Team USA should win the gold. I think this is a kind of a redemption opportunity for them. Again, not that they were bad in Tokyo. They still took home the silver, but they went in with gold expectations, and Simone Biles just wasn't right. And I think it really strained her and it killed her not to be able to be out there with her team. And I think that's why she came back for these Olympics. And you can just tell she feels confident right now, and she's just nailing her routines. I think she has a potential to sweep gold medals across the events that she's in. And if she gets in the uneven bars final, she could medal in every event. She's just one out of the alternate spot there. So we'll see what happens.
She's doing things that nobody has ever done. Moves, routines that nobody has ever even attempted. They call it the Simone now when she does that. Jacob Camenker from Sporting News. We appreciate the time and the Olympic assessment.